All right. Corey, can we please have a one-word prompt?
Sparkle.
Sparkle. I love it. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
This just reminds me of confetti at parties, similar party favor thing. But confetti also is equally hard to remove from your place ever. I don't know if I've told this story on the pod already, but confetti followed me throughout a move. I moved apartments and was still finding it like in my couch and shit after having a party.
It's the worst. Hold on one second.
Equally annoying.
Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts, Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests. And this week we watched Labyrinth.
Jim
Henson's Labyrinth.
David Bowie, masterpiece.
Yeah.
Right, Ken?
We'll get into that in a little bit. When was the last time you had confetti? Like, not to be confused with funfetti. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah. One I shove in my mouth, the other not so much.
Have you banned like confetti from any
get-togethers
at this point?
Yes. We have yet to have like a real party at this new place we're at. But yeah, if I were to like throw a New Year's Eve party or something like that and somebody walks in with those like confetti cannon things that the popper thingies, you're getting kicked out. You're getting booted.
You know, like 50% of people would show up with those.
Yeah, I know. And then I'm going to hand them the vacuum and be like, all right, clean up after yourself.
I feel like if you were to call it out ahead of time, more people would bring
Yes, I know, because I have wonderful friends.
Just makes it more fun.
Is it too early to think about New Year's Eve parties?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we're in the midst of the holiday season, right? Halloween has happened. That was the first of the holidays. And so I think it's time to think about it. It's freaking cold out.
It is.
Oh my God, it is snowing right now.
What?
Where I am, it is actively snowing.
Oh no.
Which sucks. I was planning on getting up on the roof after this, so that's not happening. God damn it.
Dang.
Anyway, so New Year's is coming soon.
I want to hear our guest's opinion on these parties.
Yeah, you want to bring her on?
Yeah, we're joined once again by Corey Drennon.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. It is a balmy 38 in my neighborhood and partly cloudy.
Yeah.
We also had confetti follow us, and the place I was at before this, we had a birthday party for someone else because their apartment was too small. So we threw like a surprise party for them. And it wasn't even my friend. It was like one of my roommate's friends. And they had those balloons that are full of confetti. And someone just popped them at the end of the party. And they were everywhere. And I mean like in the shower, not just like behind the couch or like stuck to your foot. Just
in the shower.
They like got into the HVACs and just went everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dang, now that's a party. Balloons popping in the shower and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I wanted to give listeners an update. So last week, Ken, you and I were talking about getting outside more. And I think we've been doing a pretty good job. We're texting each other, holding each other accountable, getting outside about like a day.
Yeah, I have not been keeping up with it every single day for sure.
Yeah, totally.
And I forgot to text you yesterday, but I did go outside.
Good.
But yeah, we're sending pics outside. It's a cool little thing we're doing. I don't know.
It's working. It's getting me to at least like get out of the apartment once a day.
Yeah, for sure. That was a good idea.
Yeah.
I appreciate having an outdoor buddy.
Corey, do you struggle with this too? Are you better about like leaving your place in the winter?
Well, in the winter, it's a lot harder because of all the layers and the peeling and stuff. At the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, my workplace did a virtual 5K. Where we just said that we were just going to all go on a walk for like a few hours and to like send pictures of us walking. So something similar to that. I mean, I don't work remotely anymore, so I do have to leave the house every day.
Got it. Okay.
So it's kind of built in.
That's good.
When I come home, there's so little that's worth leaving. So cold and dark.
Yeah, especially now. Yeah, it's dark by like 5 p.m. It sucks.
It's the worst. God.
Stupid daylight savings time. Yeah. Get on it, Congress. Get rid of this shit.
It's happening. It's already passed, hasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I just want it now. We still have to suffer through one more winter where it's like dark all the time.
Yeah, I think we spring forward one more time and then that's it.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. We're almost through it.
Yeah.
Finally.
Ken, I'll be curious if we keep it up when it is like a foot of snow outside and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure we won't.
Yeah.
I mean, why would I want to go outside at all? I don't know.
Fresh air. It's good for you.
Not when it's like -5 degrees outside. I think it's actually harmful for you.
Yeah, all right. Just quickly run outside and run back in for 10 seconds. Run down to the end of your driveway, turn around and run back in.
The driveway challenge.
Yeah.
Like it.
Also, my laundry is in a different building, so it's not fun. So
That
I will be
sucks.
going outside at
Dang.
least a few times. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you ever done laundry and then brought it when it was fresh out of the dryer outside when it's so cold out? Was it steaming? I feel like that's a cool
I'm
video.
sure that I have. We can say yes. It was crazy.
I thought you were going to ask that if when it's cold outside, if you take clothes out of the dryer and put them on immediately to then go back outside, back to your apartment.
Oh, yeah. That'd be better.
Mm-hmm.
Corey, have you?
Have you changed in a public laundry area?
No, I don't. I just put them on top of all of my clothes.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's more layers.
Yeah.
Keep you toasty.
Layers of clothes, yeah.
And then they're already on you, easier to just hang them back up in the closet. You just take them off and hang them, and they're not wrinkly or anything.
Feel free to try this yourselves and just make it a lot easier. Yeah,
Could be fun.
It's fine. I would prefer not to have to walk, I mean, I do enjoy walking just in general. I'm a big walker.
But yeah, I get that. It's, a pain in the winter.
Well, you know who else had to do a lot of walking recently?
Segway!
There it is.
Hey, thanks for catching that.
It was the girl whose name I don't remember from Labyrinth.
Sarah.
So we will talk about Labyrinth and more coming up on the Overtalking Podcast.
You have 13 hours in which to solve the labyrinth before your baby brother becomes one of us forever.
The magic of Jim Henson. The wizardry of George Lucas. Labyrinth.
What's the... I even looked it up ahead of time. What's the main short dude that she hangs out with?
Hoggle.
Hoggle.
H-O-G-L-E. Hoggle.
Hoggle and Ludo is the big guy, right? Okay.
Ludo.
And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by returning guest Corey Drennon, and we're talking about Labyrinth. Corey, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's never heard or seen Jim Henson's Labyrinth what it is all about.
Ready, go.
It is a 1980s movie about a teenage girl who accidentally wishes her baby stepbrother away, or half-brother away, and the Goblin King, there's a Goblin King, and he's in love with her, so he snatches that baby, and she has to make her way through a complicated labyrinth, meeting lots of kooky friends and creatures to try and get her brother
5,
back.
4,
And
3,
he's wearing tights.
2. Thanks for slipping that in.
Yes, David.
We do get to see Bowie's dong throughout the film.
Is he wearing a piece under that? Is he wearing a cup, or is that just his dong? I can't quite tell.
They knew what they were doing, so there had to have been some sort of dong person,
Carrier,
like a PA that was in charge of that, or a costumer or something.
Making sure
just
the
imagine that
proportions
on a
are correct
resume.
in every scene. Yeah.
So what's your prior experience working on movies? Oh, well, David Bowie's dong and Labyrinth, that was me. I worked on that piece.
Oh, of course. Oh, wow. Wow, that's great.
You'll be perfect for Shape of Water.
And I'm sorry. So wait, the plot is that he's in love with her?
Wait, are we really moving on from the dong? I expected us
you
to
had more?
spend at
Okay,
least 10
please.
minutes on this.
Ken's got a tight 5 on David Bowie's dong.
Yeah, because it says in the beginning, I watched this a lot as a kid. So I was surprised. I haven't watched it in maybe a few months. I don't remember. I was surprised at how much of the movie I memorized. But she says in the beginning that he was in love with the girl.
Okay, because when there's that masquerade ball scene, I'm okay, I'm picking up sexual tension vibes in this, but isn't she a child?
She's 6. She's in high school, 16.
Yeah.
I think
So
she's
I was this feels weird.
It's definitely muddy. It's not very clear, like, yes, I am in love with you. This is why I'm doing these things. But there is that one line in the beginning.
Yeah, could cut that tension with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad that was, my suspicions were like kind of accurate because it was weird at the end.
Why? So David Bowie is the Goblin King, right? Mm-hmm. But he just looked like a human. He's just normal. Why?
That's why he's the king.
That? Oh, okay. That's why.
Yeah, I agree. He looked completely normal in this movie.
Everybody wears their hair. And
everyone looks exactly like that. He looks like. Do you guys know who Elvira is?
Yes.
He looks exactly like Elvira. Yeah. Anyway.
Imagine if it was just like a guy in slacks and like a button down though.
It's just the normal like.
Hey everybody, welcome to my castle.
Please take off your shoes at the door. Thank you.
Ken, do you have a David Bowie impression? I don't know why I think you might.
No.
Okay.
I was going to try to do one, but I can't even begin to.
Okay.
Something about tantric sex. That's the only fun fact I know about David Bowie.
Is that real?
That's a real thing.
Oh.
He's a big proponent and advocate for tantric sex.
Wow.
That is, I don't know why I know that. Anyway.
Did he actually have heterochromia in real life? Because I always forget because his
the eye thing
eyes two different colors. Because in the movie, his eyes were two different colors.
That's real. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up on that.
I'm the Goblin King. That's my Bowie.
Well, that was perfect.
Thank you.
David Bowie, are you here? Wow.
He's back from the grave.
I was going to ask how the music was this time. Because there's only what, 2 songs? No, 3, 4?
Yeah.
That is exactly where I was going to go next. So I took some notes this time because I felt like I needed to. Let's start at the very beginning. In the opening credits, there is a very long title sequence for some reason.
Yeah.
Where it's just normal music playing. And I don't know if it was the version I was watching or my sound system, but as soon as the singer comes on, which I assume is David Bowie, I'm not positive, it was startling how loud it was. It might just be me. I had a little bit of a jump at that point. Was not expecting it. I didn't know the song, so maybe I should have. But did anyone else have that experience?
Yeah.
I just like it just made me realize like, oh right, this is how movies used to be. There was like a 2-minute long title sequence before it starts. Just like, okay, we get it. Just start the movie already. I just
all it was like. It was just like a black screen with like the worst CGI'd owl flying around, right?
Yeah.
For the time, that was hot, fresh, and like, whoa.
But yeah, I fast forwarded through that part because I don't have patience anymore. Because I'm like, oh, it's just the title. I'm not going to miss the movie if I just miss the names of it. So,
well, little did you know, CJ, that there was a big hint in the title sequence. That owl actually is your mom. I don't know. Never mind.
Whoa. Well, they know that people won't stay to watch credits at the end, so maybe that's why they put them at the beginning.
Yeah, true. But just like, do it. There's plenty of movies that still like, you can start the movie and still have text over the screen kind of thing. Like other movies have done that.
Yeah.
But they want you to really pay attention to who
that owl.
The CPA was for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Does the owl play a part, by the way? It comes back in the end.
Also an owl. Did you guys notice that?
David Bowie is now?
He's also, the Goblin King's, this is me flapping my wings. He's also an owl.
Oh.
The owl comes into Toby's bedroom in the beginning, and then she ducks, and then when he looks back up, he's standing there, and then in the very end, he's wearing that all white and kind of feathery.
Oh, yeah.
And then the clothes fall, and then there's an owl, and then there's an owl in the house. And then, speaking of Owl House, is a very good show. It's a good
so still begs the question to Ken's point, why is he the Goblin King if he's an owl?
He's the owl. He's also the Owl King.
This is a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but...
okay.
Yeah, that's because you're not the Goblin King.
True. I simply don't understand. I'm a peasant. I wouldn't understand how royalty works.
So getting back to the music, I think the next song was the Babe song. Is that right?
Yeah.
What? Why Why that song?
Why?
That's the best song in the whole movie. I listened to that on the train. It's so good.
I mean, I've heard that song before, and yeah, it's a fine, it's okay. But I didn't fit with what was happening. Like the baby is just not a magical baby, right? It's just I don't know. It didn't really, to me, it didn't make any sense. But
do you think they wrote the song first, and they were like, "Well, this is what we'll go."
Maybe.
But they were like, "This is the general pitch, David. Here you go."
Now make a movie about this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even the song titles are fun. One's called Chilly Down.
What?
Oh yeah.
I don't really know why.
Guys,
Yeah.
that one was way too long. That one's my least favorite.
That one was visually the most interesting, but all of those guys were just Animal, I'm pretty sure, from
Animal
the Muppets.
Yeah.
It was like Muppets.
Yeah, that was fun that they got to just like kick each other's head around.
Mm-hmm. I think where they like fly.
Yeah, with their ears. Yeah. Why? I think I also missed that. Why is chilly down the phrase they're saying? Is that a thing I'm unaware of?
I was watching the subtitles, and that song did not have subtitles, so I didn't know what they were saying.
Even they were like, we have no idea. This is
so,
insane.
Because I watched this movie a ton as a kid, and I just kind of made the noises.
Yeah, I didn't get that. Like,
it's almost like they had like a royalty deal for like a select few songs that they can use in this movie, and they're just like, I don't know, just use them. It doesn't have to fit. It's okay.
Just throw them in there.
Yeah.
For like kind of being a musical, though, it was at least there weren't that many. It felt like.
No.
Yes.
There's 12 songs total on the soundtrack, but it felt like there was only like 3 or 4 that they really
numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice. I appreciated that. We stuck to the very linear and straightforward plot that made complete sense the whole time, and that was great. Yeah. The child in the first the Babe song one, I am sure that kid is messed up now, right? Because
I was thinking that too.
Other than David Bowie, he's surrounded by literal goblins who are some are like genuinely pretty scary looking. And he's just standing there screamring in the middle of this pit. Like, oh my God, it's so horrible.
There's a lot of that baby crying in this movie.
Yeah.
It was unsettling. I did not like those parts. I thought exactly the same thing. Yeah, he's literally in a pit in the center of a room surrounded by like 30 goblin creatures just crying his eyes out. It's like, is there better like child labor laws these days, I hope?
Or maybe, I don't know. I don't know how working with babies on set works, because it's not like a dog where you can like cue them.
Yeah,
because I was gonna say, what if they like cued him, and I'm like, no, that's not how babies work.
Yeah, so does that mean they like have to intentionally either make the baby cry or just kind of like wait until he gets cranky? They like deprive him of a nap and are like, all right, now go. Action.
I'm sure it was pretty easy with all those terrifying creatures around.
God, yeah.
I did catch at least at one point when David Bowie was interacting with the child that they had subbed in a dummy baby at one point.
Oh, you noticed when he was throwing the baby up in the air? Yeah. Good eye.
When the completely lifeless body of this child was being thrown into the air. Yes. It was easy to spot.
That's good. Okay, so there's some child labor laws enacted. They can't just like toss a baby around. That's good.
When I was reading trivia for this, one thing I couldn't work into a question was, at one point, David Bowie has the baby and is like whispering something in his ear, and the baby looks like entranced. Mm-hmm. And the way that they managed that, because this child was very ornery, or however you want to put it, off screen, David Bowie had like a little puppet on his hand and was just trying to keep the child's attention. Yeah. And so the child was like fixated on that during that sequence.
Okay. Also, speaking of David Bowie's hands, was that him with the balls? I think it was not.
I've heard that it's not him.
It doesn't look like it.
Recently, that like those are someone else's hands doing the balls.
Those are someone else's hands. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if I ruined a trivia question, but yeah,
you did, but it's okay. Yeah. Apparently, they did like the old thing where you put someone's hands through your armpits.
It looked like it. So I was like, no way does David Bowie like took the time to learn how to do that magician trick.
It was pretty cool, though. I want to
Yeah.
learn how to do that ball thing where it like goes over your fingertips and down the back of your hand. That's pretty awesome.
TV balls, and you can. They're an as seen on TV product.
Oh. Huh.
As seen on Netflix. In
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie
as
Labyrinth.
seen on Labyrinth.
Really quick before moving on to the soundtrack, just a quick Google. The Labyrinth soundtrack was Bowie's third best-selling iTunes album in the UK.
Oh my god,
Wow.
That's astounding.
it's very good. Well, I don't know. I mainly listen to just 2 songs from it.
Okay, yeah. So even a fan is only listening to a couple of the songs.
What other songs were there? We covered 2.
Magic Dance.
Magic Dance is with the baby.
Dance.
Yeah.
That's the baby.
There's one just called Sarah. That's more of like a movie soundtrack one. Yeah, Chilly Down. Then As the World Falls Down.
I think that's when the Masquerade. Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Within You is another Bowie one, and then the last Bowie one is Underground.
That's the opening title sequence.
Okay.
So Underground and Magic Dance are my 2 faves.
Underground reached number 21 in the UK singles chart.
In the 1980s?
Yeah. In 1986, or yeah.
Dang.
Crazy. What can't this guy do?
What did I do? I really loved all of the practical effects. I
Yes.
think they're
Yeah.
insanely impressive.
Totally.
Especially because Hoggle is not a person in a suit. Like, he is completely puppet. Because there are some that are like hybrid.
Whoa,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, we had the VHS, and I would, if you watch till after the credits, they have like the making of, and I watched it a lot. And Hoggle is like, even they have like little controls for like his eyebrows and
Dang.
everything. It's
I figured that, but the body's not like a little person or anything like that?
maybe they like control.
Okay.
That is
Okay.
super impressive.
Yeah.
It's very realistic. And they did a great job of syncing up everything too. Like, yeah, the expressions in general, aside from being able to control it, like they kept it looking realistic as well, like doing things at the right times. Very cool.
You had me fooled. I thought it was like a person walking around or something.
Double check.
That's crazy.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, Jim Henson, obviously just like a mastermind at puppetry and the best to ever do it kind of thing. Just so impressive.
Who was everyone's favorite Muppet?
Ludo, for sure.
Ludo?
Or
Okay.
the bridge guy.
Bridge guy is mine, yes, for sure.
Okay.
The fact that he has a little, the dog is his like mount
Yeah.
is the best.
Yeah, it says they classify him as an animatronic puppet.
Wow.
My favorite was the worm.
Yeah. The very inviting, welcoming worm. Come in for a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And the bog of eternal stench. Can't not talk about that. Big farting swamp with like literal buttholes.
God.
I think it's a bit continuity because the rocks come up from under the swamp, and so like they're walking on the rocks. Does that not count? Are they not all super stinky from that?
Guess not. Are those the butt cheeks of the swamp that have risen up?
The rocks. Oh, also going a bit back to the like goblin pit. So the baby, the thing is if Sarah doesn't get to her brother, her baby turns into a goblin, right? Because he's one of us. Do you guys think that the goblins are all babies that he stole?
Oh no!
I do.
I didn't think about that.
I like to think that.
Jesus. I hope not. God, this king is so
I
evil
hope
that
so.
if that's the case.
Great.
Jeez. It's such a darker movie.
He was fine, so it's okay.
One of them was fine. They saved one baby.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeesh.
happy.
Before we move on to trivia, I do want to talk about the ending a bit and maybe what we're supposed to take away from it, because I'm sure I missed whatever that was. But spoiler alert for people, if you wanted to skip the trivia, skip ahead a couple minutes. But the ending of the movie, she obviously, gets her half brother back, and then she looks in the mirror and sees the various people who helped her along the way, and she's like, oh, I guess sometimes I do need you. And then they have a big party in her room. And one thing I found while researching this movie was that in the beginning of the movie, you can actually see all of those characters as like little stuffed figurines around her room.
Yeah.
So they were already pre-existing things. And with that info, are we supposed to take away that obviously this didn't really happen and that this is just her dealing with issues in her own way? Or I'm not sure.
I definitely saw the Goblin King figurine that's like prominent next to her mirror. I didn't catch the other ones.
She has a David Bowie picture in her room too, of like actual David Bowie.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you can look at it either way. I think I don't know, like if you want to make it more like realistic, she obviously is very dramatic and has a very big imagination. So it's just her like in her imagination playing with her toys or whatever. Or it's just real. She turned it and they're like, oh, we're back.
I think it's odd that they like show up when the parents get home. Because then she's like, oh yeah, I'm here. I'm up in my room. And then it's like 30 creatures aren't they about to walk up and like say hi and open the door and stuff?
Yeah.
I also find it a little weird that she's essentially home alone. Like the brother fell asleep and she goes into her room and closes the door. It's like, no, nobody's home. You don't need to close the door and like hide away.
And I like how her dad was like, are you home?
Yeah.
I certainly fucking hope so after that fit you guys threw at the beginning of the movie. Like, dear God.
Oh God, everybody was arguing and the dad was just kind of like,
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it other than she's going to have an awful time cleaning up her room because they had so much confetti in there.
They sure did.
Well, I mean, we could ask one other person what they thought was the meaning of the ending. Is it time? Can we bring on our guest now?
Yeah, let's.
Okay, so let's bring on someone who is actually there. We have Ludo joining us today.
Hello.
Whoa. Hi. I didn't know we were having another guest.
Yeah, well, we wanted to surprise you, Ken.
Oh,
Ludo,
thank you. Great.
in here.
Hi, Ludo.
Hi.
Ludo, well, what do you think? What do you think of me, and what do you think?
Friend.
And what about Ken?
Smell bad.
Yeah, that's nice that you tell it even over Zoom. That's great.
Stinky.
Wait, so
Great.
Ludo, what's up with the end?
Party.
Yeah, we gathered that. Ludo, are you supposed to represent something else?
Ludo.
I didn't think that was going to work.
Well, maybe he's just saying that it's real.
Okay, yeah.
Friends.
Okay, great. CJ, do you have any questions for Ludo?
Hi, Ludo. So thank you so much for coming on. No questions, really. Just that I'm sure it was a pain to clean up all that party confetti, huh? Confetti!
Ludo, are you voiced by the same person as Animal?
Ah!
Ludo, can you, if you don't mind, I'm sure you get asked this all the time, can you do the rock summoning thing?
Whoa! Whoa!
Bye-bye.
I just got hit.
Okay, bye, Ludo.
Great.
Thanks for coming on.
I just got pelted by rocks over here. Did that happen for you guys too, or no?
No, not over here.
Oh,
Third
Jesus.
floor, so I'm sure they're downstairs.
Okay, great.
They're in your laundry room. You're going to have a tough time.
Well, I was hoping Ludo could stick around for trivia, but maybe not. So let's go to trivia. It's time for.
Hey, did you know that?
That's right. For new listeners, this is the part of our show where we pit our guest and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. Corey, CJ, are you two ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for some reason my throat is really sore now. I don't know what that's about.
Oh, that's strange.
Just choked up from meeting a movie star.
All right. I already did the first question. All right. First question. How many Muppets were in the dance magic scene, which is the babe scene?
Do we get a multiple choice?
No. Just closest.
Okay.
No. 23.
That's my lucky number. But I was going to go a lot higher. I'm going to say like 84.
Wow. I have to do some math now. Okay. CJ is closer. But it is more than 23. It's 48.
Okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Muppets.
That's a lot of Muppets.
A lot, yeah.
They've got, what, like 100 people then like puppeteering all of them at once?
I'm really sweaty.
Next question. How many pairs of hands were in the helping hands scene?
That's immediately what my mind went to. I'm glad this is a question because I wanted to know that too.
How many pairs of hands? Like, okay, so pairs of hands. I'm going to say...
people.
Pairs of hands, a.k.a. people.
I'm going to say 12.
Oh, that's a good one. Do I think it's more than that? 15.
CJ's closer again, but once again, way too low. 100.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I figured it was just like she's
No,
not
they were
like
actually supporting her.
falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were actually holding her up. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. Man, yeah, we didn't even talk about that. Or the riddle guys.
Oh, I liked that scene. That was fun. All right, next question. Who else was not considered for the role of the Goblin King? So I'm going to list 4 choices. 3 of them were also considered for David Bowie's part. 1 was not.
Okay.
Was it A, Michael Jackson, B, Prince, C, Mick Jagger, or D, Paul McCartney?
McCartney.
I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
CJ gets the point. It's McCartney. Corey.
I thought it was a red hair. That doesn't make sense. So it must be, you're trying to throw me off.
Michael Jackson wanted to be like a movie star. I know that he at one point wanted to be Jar Jar Binks. So I know like he has a connection with George Lucas who produced this.
Wow, not Daddy.
Oh, yeah, a good point.
Yeah, which I think is just a crazy fact to know that Michael Jackson could have been Jar Jar Binks.
Would have that helped or hurt Jar Jar's?
Great question.
Hurt Michael Jackson's career.
He apparently like then met the actor who went on to play Jar Jar Binks and just like cold shouldered him and was like so jealous in person.
Right.
It's very funny that like the most famous pop star is jealous of this one actor.
Wow.
He's just like us. We're all flawed.
All right, next question. True or false? This movie has a sequel.
False?
True.
CJ gets the point. Corey.
I'm so sorry. I thought, I'm just going to start guessing what I actually think. Because I'm like, no, that can't be right.
You're playing head games in your own head.
Yeah. All right, well, I think we might already know who the winner is, but it's time for the final question. What is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage? Closest without going over. CJ, since you're in the lead, you go first.
And as always, this question is worth 4 points.
Right.
We always do that.
Of course, yes.
Okay, critic score for this movie. It's got like super famous person in it. It's Jim Henson, produced by George Lucas. Not that really should matter with the critics, but it usually does. I don't know. 83.
Okay. Corey?
98.
Wow. That is a bold guess. And Corey, just as a reminder, the question was, it is closest without going over.
Yeah. So okay.
97.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Right. Okay,
Smart
Corey,
move.
you're over, but CJ, so are you.
Oh, okay.
So no one gets the point, but it was 75%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Higher than I would have thought. But that makes CJ our winner. Congratulations. All right, Corey, I'm going to give you one last chance to get any points during this. What was the audience score in Rotten Tomatoes for this? Just closest between the two of you. CJ, you can go first too, because I think that'll give her
Audience, maybe not. I really have no idea. I'm going to go audience are more cynical, so maybe like a 60.
Okay.
95.
Okay, not learning a lesson. All right. Here we go.
Well, to be fair, you are closer, so you get the point.
Yeah.
86%.
Okay, can we go back and talk about the Riddle lads?
Oh, yeah.
The Riddle lads.
The Riddle lads, they're so much fun. And it's a very well-known riddle. You know, one of my favorite influencers does a bit about this on his TikTok.
I think I know who you're referring
I
to.
don't know if you guys follow Freddie Pow Pow, but he does he's like a D&D and like RPG player.
He's great.
But something that I really like about the way they do it here is when Sarah asks them a question, they have to talk to each other to like figure it out.
Yeah.
Makes me think that they just kind of like decide, like it's not one of them or the other. It's just like we're just on vibes.
Also, yeah, like based on what other characters have said, it could have been like 100 years since anybody has come up to them, so they might have forgotten. That seemed to sort of be a common theme of like, oh, I haven't had to do this in forever. So I don't remember.
Which one of us is supposed to be lying? Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Same with like the rock faces that kept yelling like "Turn back now," and the Hoggle. Yeah, had to be like, just shut up. We're fine. Like, don't. And then the Rock had to plead, be like, please, I haven't gotten to say it in a long time.
Sarah calls him Hogwart.
I heard that. Yeah.
Nobody says his name right.
That this is the first time the word Hogwart has been used.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling. Plagiarizing.
Is this where she got it from?
Notorious turf.
I don't know.
Yeah. Notorious turf.
All right. Well, I think it might be time for our ratings. Corey, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Labyrinth for you?
For me, I would rate Labyrinth probably like an 8.5 Fushigi balls out of 10.
How does it work with the half one? That would be hard to like roll around and stuff. It's just a smaller ball, I assume.
That's one you dropped, right?
Yeah. It was going to get a 9, and then you dropped one. And
right.
Because they have like bubbles. I don't know. It dropped.
8.5, pretty good.
Yeah.
For comparison, I looked it up ahead of time. Road to El Dorado, you gave a 9. So we've gone down a peg.
It's definitely better. I wish I gave it. I think I originally gave it higher. I would rate El Dorado higher.
Do you want to like, okay.
I do like El Dorado more than this movie.
What's holding you back from a higher score on Labyrinth?
The
child abuse.
So I said not enough. No. I said earlier that my least favorite song is Chilly Down, but I think it's the one in the Masquerade because I forgot about that. So like that part's kind of slow, and then the beginning to me is kind of annoying when the baby's crying and she keeps complaining and the stepmom's kind of a bitch. I'm just like, please, come on.
Yeah. There's a pretty harsh opening scene of her really hating her baby brother.
Yeah. She has a couple cringy lines. Sarah does. She's like, maybe it doesn't go on forever. Maybe I'm just taking for granted that it does.
And then she runs for like 5 more seconds and then gives up.
And pouts. Has a tantrum.
I guess it does.
There's another wall.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this.
You can clearly see it's a backdrop. Pretty obvious. Camera trick. Ken, how about you?
Okay, for me, Labyrinth. Well, it's a movie.
Uh-oh.
We're
starting there, huh?
But it's a musical, so it's a negative points, I guess. No, I mean, this is visually very interesting. It's something I've been meaning to watch for a long time, and I don't think I even established that I've never seen this before. I don't know if maybe that was just a given. But yeah, so I'm glad I finally got to watch it. The plot was very thin. I don't know. There's just one point, and she's just trying to get there. I wish I could have. I clearly was looking for more of a meaning at the end of the movie for what this all meant, or any lessons learned, or things like that. And I definitely feel like they hinted at some lessons learned throughout. Mm-hmm. Like at one point, she like kind of learns to accept that some things just aren't fair. Mm-hmm. But I was hoping that would be better applied when she got back to the real world. Mm-hmm. And that didn't really happen.
She gave her toy to her baby brother. And I was like, how big of you?
You have like 20 stuffed bears. Oh, giving up one. Yeah.
The big thing she took away from it was learns to accept that she can't just give away her baby half brother, and then it learns to share one single toy with him. So I don't know. I just wanted more. I feel like, but obviously all the Muppet work was really cool. Anyway, for me, I'm gonna give it like a 5.5. I think.
Okay, Ken, that is the same score you gave for Road to El Dorado.
Wow. All right. Huh. That's very interesting.
There's a theme developing here.
I didn't know that. Just to be fair, that is a true rating.
Very funny.
CJ.
For me, yeah, obviously Jim Henson is the best to ever do it in terms of like puppetry. All of that stuff was mind-blowing that it's all like practical effects. So cool. Wouldn't say the main character was like the most relatable or like best person in it. She kind of just complains the whole movie. And then, yeah, at the end is like, oh, I get to hang out with all my friends. It's like, yeah, you barely saved the day. And like, yeah, I don't know that you should be rewarded, really. But yeah, it was cool to see David Bowie acting. I don't know that I've ever seen him in one of his movies yet or anything. Also, this is my first time viewing it. I'd never seen it before. Had heard about it a bunch. That being said, maybe like probably like a 6. It was all right.
She's not a great sister. Like in the beginning, the baby is crying and she puts him in the crib and just like still crying, and she's just like walking away.
Yeah, like picks him up and is just like screaming at him. I mean, like, why are you like this? It's like, Jesus, it's a baby. Doesn't know what it's doing. Yeah, and just throws a tantrum at the beginning of the movie. Somebody was in my room. I hate that. It's like, calm down. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, the line delivery for those few lines that you just referenced are very funny.
Yeah, it's pretty over the top.
Over the top, yeah.
What did you rate El Dorado, CJ?
I also gave El Dorado a 5.5, so I went up a little bit.
Better for Jim Henson.
Hey.
Yeah. Jim Henson is worth half a point.
He's worth more than that, but yeah.
David Bowie, am I misremembering that? I don't know if either of you wouldn't even know this, but there was a vampire movie that I think David Bowie was in. Yeah, the Hunger. Anyway, that's the only other thing I've ever seen him act in. So,
never heard of it.
Check it out. It's pretty vibey. Even just look up a picture of him in that movie because he's got some pretty sweet sunglasses on.
Oh yeah, that's quite a look.
Also, I don't know if you guys noticed in the like ending credits, the baby is listed third. The baby's credited third behind Jennifer Connelly and David Bowie.
Wow. That's strange because I'm sure that baby didn't make a lot of friends on set by just screaming all the time. But okay. Well, Corey, thank you for joining us. Do you have anything you want to plug at the end here or any words of wisdom?
Words of wisdom. Share your toys.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Finally, somebody says it.
I don't think I have anything to plug. I don't have any consistent shows happening. Hey, I'm taking if you're in Chicago, I am taking Annoyance, and I have a 10-minute set. Our class gets a 10-minute set for a showcase on December 18th on Sunday. It's free if you have nothing else to do.
What time?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
Just
cool.
Sunday, December 18th. I don't know.
Just hang out.
Yeah.
Hang out all day. Get some
Hope
drinks.
you see Corey. Then you can ask her what time the show starts.
Oh, you're here. It must be soon then, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been here since 5 a.m. But
That's it. That's all I got to plug. Because the other podcast that I'm on, we keep trying to schedule a time where we can all record, and it's just not happening. So, hey, if you want to listen to old episodes of Blank City, at Blank City Pod.
Blank City Pod.
Blank City Pod. What's the premise of your podcast?
It is a tabletop RPG podcast.
Ooh,
I can read the official description. Blank City Nowhere is an actual play anthology series about exploring the dark and storied past of an entire city, one RPG at a time. From paranormal high schoolers to pirate sailing the high seas, from haunted hotels to larger-than-life wrestlers, we'll create and explore a city with rich and engrossing history. Every day is a strange new day in Blank City, and who knows what the citizens will discover next. So we basically build a city in episode 1 with a tabletop game that's like building a city, and then we play one shots of different tabletop games that all happen within the city. So we've done like Monster Hearts. We've done a one-off with like Great Society, which is the Jane Austen one. We've done a couple wrestling ones, but I forgot what they're called. Stuff like that. It's a lot of fun.
Nice. I played Monster Hearts before. That's a good one.
It's fun. Yeah. That's my favorite episode from season 1.
Can whoever wrote that description write ours? That was so well said.
Yeah.
Ours is one sentence it's like 6 words.
I'll send our GM Ryan Stevens your way. They're a playwright, so it's kind of like
got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
To be fair, our premise is significantly less interesting, so I don't know. Well,
Thanks,
well,
Ryan.
Corey, thank you again. Yeah,
thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll have you back on soon. CJ, what do we have to plug?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalkingpod. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com. Call or text us at USACat1591, or go to our website, overtalkingpod.party. You can use a search bar, type in the word Corey, find the El Dorado episode. It was a fun one. That's where you can find us.
Oh no, they're here. Yeah. The Overtalking Overlords have arrived. They, of course, are our ghastly, otherworldly landlords who show up at the end of every episode to remind you. If you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts and rate and review. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We would really appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, do you guys know the Goblin King? Are you friends with the Goblin King?
Yeah.
They just whipped out some of those balls.
Oh.
I don't know if
really
that's an answer or not, but wow, yeah, they're just juggling them all over the place. All right, and they're gone. I don't know. That was it. That's not an answer.
Yeah, they don't really answer any of our questions. It's weird.
No. And as we always say, how's that one Babe song go? Something about the babe.
You remind
me. The babe. You remind me of the babe.
You're getting a Bowie impression in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The power of voodoo. Yeah, right? That's it.
Bye.
Okay.
This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ, edited by CJ. This week's guest was Corey Drennon. Music by Justin Peters. Logo by Nate Richards. Check out Nate's work on Instagram at Nate Richards Designs.
Hey, Overtalkers, just wanted to say next week for our Thanksgiving episode, we have returning guest Steve, so you know what that means. It's time to finally watch F9, the 9th movie in the Fast and Furious franchise. See you next week. Love you. Bye.